I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to build up your belief, because belief is actually something that you build up despite what most people think. It's not just something that's like this airy fairy thing that's like, oh, just believe that you'll have it and then maybe, it'll affect your life. No, it's like belief is literally something tangible. See, if somebody has more belief, they literally have more power to tangibly, physically create their reality, and other people will see that in the physical realm and in every single area of their life, spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And building up your belief is something that you can do. You can actually build it up. You can build up your power. You can build up your belief. The more you build up your belief, the more that you have, I don't want to say like you have more right in reality, but it's like you become more right, if that makes sense. It's like who's right, who's wrong. I've said it before, whoever has the strongest belief. And that sounds egotistical, but what I've come to realize is that if you have a stronger belief than somebody else, basically you're right. You know what I mean? Because they are gonna see you as the person that they look up to, because you just have a stronger belief than them. And it's not about like being egotistical. It's actually going to be beneficial for that person because they can feel safe to ground upon what you believe in, because like, oh, it's already been done before. Like if you don't trust in something, you can take a little bit of trust from somebody else that has already gone down the path that you want to go, right? So if you don't trust yourself, take that trust from somebody else. Take that trust from somebody else that already has what you want. I'm going to share with you in this video how to build this up and how to do this. And that's one way to actually do it, by the way, is to borrow some of that trust from somebody else, but that's a whole other video. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, all the details for that will be down below. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you is, which is really important, that I think we've lost touch with in society, is number one, be a man/woman of your word. Be a man/woman of your word. See, if you're not a man/woman of your word, if you can't keep your word to yourself, then you're not going to have a strong belief. In order to be a person with a strong belief, to have strength, to have integrity, to have strong armor, so to speak, energetic armor, where you feel grounded, where you feel safe in your own body and your own being, you need to have integrity. And to have integrity means to be a man/woman of your word. This means you need to have follow through. This means that whatever it is that you affirm to yourself in your mind, you have to follow through. You have to let your intelligence follow through with whatever it is that you tell yourself you are. Whenever you're building yourself to be a certain character, when you're building your character, when you're building your persona, when you're building your personal reality, right? That's what you're doing, is you're building like a personal reality. What's happening is that you need to follow through with that. Now, who is the you following through? It is your true, you could say that it is your true self. It is your divine intelligence. But see, to make the mind, to follow through with a command that you give yourself is how you build belief. That's discipline. Discipline is to give yourself a command. Bob Proctor used to talk about this a lot, is to give yourself a command and follow through with that command. Can you give yourself a command and follow through? So if you say that you're a business owner, are you following through with the right action? Do you have that trust within yourself to follow through with that action? Now, the thing is that if you don't have your word in line with, if you don't have your life in line with your word, you're not going to be able to build up your belief. It's as simple as that. Belief is something you build by following through with your word. Your word is critical. Your word is everything. See, if you lie to others around who you're going to be and who you become, I'm not saying that you have to share your goals with everybody and say it out loud, but it's like, it's more about you, this is about yourself. This is for you, right? So this leads me to the second thing in this video, which is to understand that what you want to do is do it for yourself, not others. You don't want to be a man of your word because you feel like you have to for somebody else. Like, look, nobody is going to wake up every single day and make you become the person that you want to be. Nobody's going to do that. You know, that's one thing that you'll learn. It's like, if you want to be lazy, if you want to like not be the person that you want to be, if you want to like be in this sort of like hazy, unconscious state, nobody is really going to force you to do anything. It's all going to be you. You gotta get yourself up. You gotta get yourself up and start to take action. And nobody's gonna do that but you. So you need to do it for yourself, not for others. So my question to you is, why would you be doing it? Are you doing it because you feel like it's an obligation and it's just increasing that sort of like obligating, like hazy, what I call like the unconscious haze, right? Is like are you living a life where that unconscious haze and like that negativity is like getting stronger in your life? Because everything that I share in these videos should be either, I mean, that's the whole point of these videos is really what is to do one particular thing, really, and it's to uplift you and inspire you to step into a better state. So less of that sort of like haze, and you could say unconsciousness if you want to say it in that way. But really what I mean is like the hazy, denser state, because that's still consciousness. It's just like a less preferable state of consciousness, to say the least. Right? So what I'm sharing with you here is to do it for yourself, not others. Don't do it for anybody else, right? Be a little bit selfish if you have to see it in that way. But when I say selfish, I don't mean to lower your state. I mean whatever puts you into a state of peace and wholeness and harmony, that's where you want to go. And for me personally, there's no peace and wholeness and harmony unless I'm a man of my word. Those things go hand in hand. Peace comes with integrity. Okay, now to conclude this video, what I want to ask you is a question, and this might bring up a lot of emotion for you. This might challenge your integrity. This might challenge who you say you've been the last couple months or years, and that's the whole point. This question is not meant to necessarily keep you comfortable. And when I say comfortable, again, what I mean by that word specifically, to be specific here, is that lazy, like unconscious energy, where you know deep inside you can be something more. Where you just know, it's like, okay, I can be some. This is the question is supposed to highlight all those areas where you know you're not living up to, not just like being conscious of your potential, but living into what you know you have the potential to do. Because everybody says like, oh, I have the potential to do all of this. I'm conscious, I can do all of it. But it's like, it doesn't mean anything personally, I believe, unless you ground it into reality. Everybody likes to talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? Now the question is, and I like to walk the walk as much as possible, by the way, but I'll just leave that there. The question is, here's my question. Do you consistently go back and forth between commitments? Because if you do, what I'm sharing with you right now is that that's a huge sign that you're actually in fear and you're not living fearlessly and with integrity. So the key is to really understand that, I'm not saying to commit to things to other people, for other people, because like, oh, you said you have to, but really you don't want to do it. But that's just the thing, right? Is that it's not about other people. You see, I've come to realize that I commit if another party is involved in some commitment, whether I need to show up for somebody or whatever, in whatever way, whether it's coaching or some other thing that I'm showing up to serve in some way, whatever it is, right? If I'm committing to somebody else, I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. But when I say that, I'm completely conscious that me showing up for myself fully and powerfully is the best possible thing that I can do for them. It's the best possible thing. Me disciplining myself and being the most disciplined and integral and aligned human being is one of the best possible things that I can do for other people, because that's going to show people what is possible, right? And if I sacrifice my disciplines and my integrity for somebody else, what I'm really doing is I'm not really helping people, in my opinion, because like what is it that makes a person inspired? It's when you see the light. When you see somebody talking about what they're going to create and what they're going to be, but they're not being it, that doesn't uplift you. That just makes you even more motivated, because you're like, God, they don't trust themselves. Facepalm, right? And that doesn't help you to trust yourself. So the best thing you can do to help other people build trust is build trust within yourself. And they can then borrow some of that trust and see, like, okay, if they've done it, then I can do it as well. You can apply this to any area of your life, and this is absolutely beautiful. So my question to you, to challenge your integrity, just to conclude this video, is, do you consistently go back and forth between commitments? Look at your life last year. Have you been, committing to something and then not committing to something, and then going to something else, and then going to something else? Just take a look at your life logically. Analyze your life from a broader perspective. Just look at your life the last year. Look at it. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Whether it's for somebody else or for you, don't blame anybody. Look at your life. Have you consistently been something for a consistent period of time? One thing. And I'm not saying you can't do multiple things, but all I'm saying is that the best results come from when people live with excellence. When I stop living with excellence, I get worse results. When I live with excellence and discipline and commitment and devotion, that is when I get the most extraordinary results. That's when I perform the best, and that's when I see people start to trust me more as well. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that's an accident. That's very purposefully done, and I think that's very, there's a lot of reason for that. And so that's what I'm sharing with you in this video, and that's my question to conclude, is, do you consistently go for, or on the contrary, have you been committed? If you have been, then keep going. And when I say committed, I mean specifically such as affirmations, right? Are you aligning with those affirmations? I'm not saying you have to take action necessarily unless you believe you have to. For me personally, it's exciting to build stuff, to align with what I want, to align, whatever that means, whether that's meditating, whether that's taking an action, it's just doing something, but it's like you can feel when you're in alignment. And you can feel very well when you know you want to be something and you're out of alignment with that. You know for a fact. Have you been committing to something, aligning with it, and then shifting out of alignment because of you switch courses, and then you switch courses, and you switch courses? Of course, you're not going to manifest your heart's desires if you continually keep changing your commitments. What do you think is going to happen? You know what I mean? It's just so obvious. Look at your life from a logical perspective. And I'm going to share with you the truth that if you commit to something consistently, that's when you're going to get the results. Okay, and with that, I conclude this video. I recently just launched email coaching. If you do want to be a part of that, there are extremely limited spots available. All the details for that would be down below, as well as I only have about 1 or 2 spots left for my one-on-one coaching program, which I only take, about 2 people in like a 6-month block. So if you do want to see the details for that, all the details will be down below as well. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next